Good morning and welcome to Connect Church Community Online. We're glad you're with us today and look forward to sharing the word today. We're going to talk about some balance between work and rest today, and hopefully our heart is in good shape. But you know what? You have to eat right. You have to rest. You have to sleep. And there's so many things that we do that we just wear ourselves out. And so we're going to talk a little emphasis on rest, especially when we go through a time where we're just worn out. Well, the Tacoma, Washington newspaper carried a story of Tattoo. Tattoo is a basset hound. Tattoo didn't intend to go for an evening run, but when his owner shut the leash in the car door and took off with Tattoo still outside the vehicle, Tattoo had no choice. It was running pretty fast there. A motorcycle officer named Terry Filbert noticed a passing vehicle that had something dragging behind, it seemed like. As he passed the vehicle, he saw the object was the basset hound and he was on a leash. He was picking them up and putting them down as fast as he could, said Filbert. He chased the car to stop and Tattoo was rescued, but not before the dog had reached the speeds of at least 25 miles per hour and had rolled over several times. Now the dog was fine, but probably didn't want to go on an afternoon walk for a long time after that, after his owner had him tied out and had to run. But you know what? Sometimes that's the way our life is. There are times when it seems like we're on a leash and we have no choice but to run. And so we're picking them up and putting them down a lot of time. And so we have so much hurry in our life that it's just hard to keep up with everything. Well, in Mark chapter 6, 30 through 33, it says, "And the apostles gathered themselves together unto Jesus, and they had told him all the things that they had done and all the things that they had taught." And so they had been busy. At church sometimes we get busy. Well, look at verse 31. "And he said unto them, Come ye yourselves apart into a desert or a remote place and rest for a while. There were many that were coming and going." So Jesus is saying, all right, let's go rest for a little bit. We're going to go on a boat here and get away from everybody. And of course, Jesus knew everything, and he knew what was going to happen or next. And he said, let's go rest for a while. Many were coming and going. They had no leisure time, and they had no time to eat even. So verse 32, it says, "And they departed to a desert place on a ship privately." But hey, the people recognized them. They saw them. And it says they took off on foot. And so from all their cities, they followed the boat. Matter of fact, they beat them where they were going. And so Jesus said, let's get on the boat. He knew ahead of time that they were going to be stressed. And then, of course, that is when there were so many gathered, they had no food, they had no drink, they were tired. That was the feeding of the 5,000. And so if we're going to be able to feed the 5,000, we're going to have to be able to rest. And so we've got to balance our rest and our work. And so when we begin to look at that, Warren Wiersbe says the ability to calm your soul and wait before God is one of the most difficult things in the Christian life. Our old nature is restless. The world around us is frantic and in a hurry. But restless heart usually leads to a reckless life. And what I want us to do today is just stop for a minute and think, how's our heart? Is it reckless? Is it wore out? Is it dying? Rest. It's a word we hear a whole bunch. But do we understand how important it is in our lives? I mean, when we talk about Jesus emphasizing relaxing, stay calm. Matter of fact, if you look at Jesus, Jesus kept a calm, slow pace. He was here to save the world. and he took his time from day to day. You never once see Jesus in a hurry. Not even when his best friend Lazarus was on his deathbed. Jesus didn't run to Bethany. He took his time. How did he accomplish so much while resting? Man, it's amazing. We missed something somewhere. We stayed too busy. Let us get away from the crowds for a while and rest. Rest is not only vital to our spiritual lives, it is imperative. It is important. If we're going to be effective, we must rest. And so when we began to look at that, Jesus said we need to recharge. We need to recharge. We need to charge our emotional batteries, our spiritual batteries, our mental, and even physically. Lots of problems are caused because we are not resting. And so we see those things in our lives, and it's important. We need to be effective in life. We all need to learn to rest more efficiently. If we're going to be effective, we always hear about work. Man, you've got to work. Man, you've got to work. Man, you got to work. And you know what? Let's work more effectively. Let's work more efficiently. Well, I think we need to rest more efficiently and get it in there. And so when you begin to look, a guy I was reading after said that he's seen a Chinese pictograph for busy in the Chinese. It's composed of two different characters. One is heart, and the other is murder or killing. So what happens when we're stressed and we're not resting is very fact that too busy, is killing our heart. We need to balance our life. You can see from God himself with working on 6 days and resting on the 7th, that's a 6-to-1 ratio. And so what happens is we have this wide range. Some people are lazy and they want to rest 6 days a week and work 7. And then so the balance is that we work, but we also take time to rest, get away. We need to rest just as we need air, water, and food to survive. We need a full, deep rest. If not, we'll not only hurt ourselves, we'll run the risk of hurting others. Physical rest is every bit as important as emotional and spiritual rest. In the 24-Hour Society, Martin Moore wrote, "Our most notorious industrial accidents in recent years, the Exxon Valdez, 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, Korean Airline 007, all occurred in the middle of the night when people were probably tired. The USS Vincennes shot down in Iranian A300 Airbus, killing 290 people. Man, people were fatigued, stressed operators in a high-tech combat zone. Man, it's just a lot going on. The Challenger space shuttle disaster, NASA officials said that the ill-fated decision to go ahead, they had went on 20 hours straight with no sleep, getting 2 or 3 hours sleep for a long time, and you can see that it caused problems. And we need to rest. We're wearing ourselves out. If we ignore rest, then we are ready for peril. See, we're too busy. We're going to murder our heart. We're going to be short-tempered. We're going to be ill, sick. We're going to be wore down. And so, as I say today, Jesus said, let's get away for a little bit, even if it's just a little boat trip across the water, because on the other side, it's going to get busy. It's going to get hectic. May you have a restful day on this Father's Day. May you rest. Do your work, but rest. May God bless you, and thank you for listening to Connect Church Community Online.